Miles are over, gotta bring the car back home. On my phone, making plays, been legit, heaven on the way. Fun's okay, stay in space, keep my peace, keep my K. Puffin' on the dusty, switch on the bass, gotta keep it on my mind. Spirituals never fade from me. Teach eternity, peace, my G, a new world order. If you ain't know about me, warrior status, gotta see the young OG that I know forever elevating, developing, growth. I go by hands down, 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 I go by hands down. I'm out to heaven and heaven, yes, I never had an alibi, tell the truth till I die. No sacrifice, no time needed, hard to give yourself when yourself really what's needed. Every day I'm making plans to be the best. Every day I'm smoking some to ease the stress and promise I, Lord, got me like he got rest. And I'ma build an altar just to seal my respect. And I'm in the air, soaring with the falcons, and I'm in the jungle.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I go by Infinite Percent, aka Mr. P100. Pretty much, I'm the CEO of Confidential Entertainment. Pretty much, I'm doing this whole documentary to create awareness on this genuine topic, such as "Are you awake?"
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm conscious of my surroundings, conscious on what's going on in today's environment and life. Pretty much, I'm awake. As awake can be. My alarm clock still ticking. I done hit snooze about a couple of times, but I'm still awake.
What makes you awake?
Because I'm conscious of the history, conscious of what's going on in my surroundings, as far as knowing what to expect out of life and dealing with the economics and spiritual, the metaphysical, and everything in between and intertwining with that.
Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake?
Most definitely. Because if you don't know where you're going or where you was, how you gonna know where you're going to get where you hypothetically supposed to be as far as success? So knowing history is a major part. Like, if you don't know your history or your roots, like, you really lost out here. A lot of people are lost in the sense of they searching for their identity, like Sigmund Freud said, like the ID, like the ID to id, like yourself and id. So if you don't understand you as an individual, how you gonna know how to cope with the world around you and be able to deal with whatever life brings you?
Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
Yes, it does, because like by being conscious of vibes and energy, positivity and negativity, like it kind of hinders you in the choices you make, like the people you meet. So it's like you might be content or complacent when you trying to do certain things. So it's like you got that boundary, you got that box that you put yourself in, because you don't want to go beyond that, dealing with the people you are in the presence of at that time. So you gotta take it in strides and go from there.
Are there different levels of being conscious?
Yes, there are. Like, you can be conscious of the economics, and as far as like knowing how the money comes in your pocket or comes into your economy. Also, you can be conscious of your history, as far as knowing your past and your legacy of your ancestors. Also, you can be conscious of the spiritual realm, which dealing with the whole energy, the vortices. Egyptian call it Merkaba, Sanskrit call it chakra, dealing with the whole essence of the cosmic energy. So it's like different levels of being awake, being conscious. So a lot of people don't really understand that.
Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
I do believe so, because like us being in America right now, we probably perceive the outside world, as far as outside of America, is, what's the word, like Neanderthal, like basic, in the sense of we feel like we more evolved over here. So it's more we feel like we're more advanced due to the fact of circumstance that we are in America. So like being also taking it deeper, being black in the sense of race, like understanding that our history predated slavery. So it's like being awakened and enlightened on that. Race, you know what I'm saying? Me, it's able to allow me to attack history and look at it from a different angle versus somebody that think our history as far as black people starts with slavery.
How do you enlighten a person to be conscious?
I shake them real hard and like get up, but now for real though, like start them out with reading a little bit about history. Okay, start opening their minds up. Ideally, I want to plant those seeds and stuff to nurture their minds. So it's basically about planting those seeds. Like you don't want to bombard a person or an enlightened individual with so much knowledge that he don't know what to take from it. He or she don't know what to take from it. So you gotta start small by planting seeds or something that you feel like they might be enticed by. So you start with like mind, commonality, like find that common denominator versus trying to divide and conquer. We all about uniting and building. Peace.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Alicia Jules, and I'm a graphic and web designer.
Are you awake?
Yes, I'm awake.
What makes you awake?
I feel like I'm awake because I'm aware of what's going on around me. I'm aware of the people, the vibes, and just the energy.
Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake?
Of course, knowing history is a prerequisite. Knowing history simply means you know where you came from. History is who you are.
Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
Of course, yes, it does.
Are there different levels of being conscious?
Yes, a man on Wall Street is obviously conscious of money. A preacher is obviously conscious on religion. A teacher is obviously conscious on knowledge. So, yes, there's different levels.
Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
Of course it is. And I feel like as an American, there are other cultures that are more consciously aware than me or Americans or my peers because they know more. Even though we think we're ahead, maybe in technology, but I feel like mentally we're behind.
How do you enlighten a person to become conscious?
Learning. It starts with here. You have to know. You can speak to someone a little bit wiser, who's lived a little bit longer. You just have to learn. That's where it starts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Brian Schilke. I'm an animator. I mostly play video games, draw characters for my kids and stuff. I plan to be a cartoonist.
Are you awake?
I'm on autopilot for the most part.
What makes you?
By autopilot, I just take each day as they come.
All right. What makes you awake?
Being self-aware of my surroundings.
Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake?
Yes, some say knowing history, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. So, yeah, I say yes.
Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
My choices, not really. I just take each day as they come.
Are there different levels of being conscious?
I don't know of any, but if there is, I like to learn it.
Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
No, you should accept each person you meet as individuals. Everyone is their own person.
How do you enlighten a person to be conscious?
You can't. They have to learn that on their own.
All right, thank you. Go. Introduce yourself.
What's up? It's Patel Ratahu, God King General, Paradigm Shift Music Ambassador. Good music.
Are you awake?
Of course I'm awake. I'm here. I'm focused. I'm here being one with the universe. You know what I mean? I'm on a mission. Of course I'm awake. I'm here.
What makes you awake?
What makes me awake is the fact that I acknowledge that I'm a divine being having a human experience. Along with that, I understand I got a mission. So with that being said, I know that I'm awake because I'm here to do a mission.
Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake?
I would say knowing universal history is a prerequisite. Just quote unquote African history, that's definitely a good point to get centered, but at the same time, universal history, cosmic history is where I would say it's a prerequisite.
Does being awake affect your choice in today's society?
Being awake has a lot to do with it. When you understand choices, you understand that it's more about cause and effect versus morals. So you want to make your choices based off of not being able to step on your own toes, but keep moving forward. Yeah.
Does being awake are there different levels of being conscious?
It's lots of levels of consciousness. You got to go by degrees. Everything in the universe is based off of degrees. Everything in the universe is based off of what I call 361, which is spiraling, which is always moving. You know what I mean? Up, forward motion.
Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
Being conscious among the different cultures. Yeah, it varies, but it's all the same thing. It's just a different perspective. When you think about consciousness, you got to remember that we're all here having an experience. So within that experience, you got different walks of life who's on a path for many reasons. But within that, they're all here to gather information, which is for the universal cosmic mind. So it's all parts of it put together.
How do you enlighten a person to be conscious?
You enlighten a person to be conscious by letting your actions prove that you are what you say you are when you say you're conscious. You know what I mean? You can lead a human to knowledge, but you can't make them think. So you got to be the light that they searching for before you can even teach them what light is, what knowledge is. You got to just show them by your actions.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Larry Pryor, and I'm the president of Versatile Sound, and I'm a producer/entertainer.
All right, okay. Are you awake?
Of course I'm awake. Yeah, I have to be awake in this day and time.
What makes you awake?
What makes me awake is just the years on this earth, the history I've been taught as I've been growing up, and a lot of reading that I do.
All right. Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake?
Of course. I'm a black American with Indian in my blood, so history is a big part of being in the United States of America.
All right. Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
Yes, it does, because it's an old saying, stand for something or fall for anything, and so it's a big thing.
Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
Yes, it does. It's an old saying, stand for something or fall for anything. So definitely today you have to be aware of your surroundings and aware of your history and what's going on.
Are there different levels of being conscious?
Yes, there are. To me, there's the political side of being conscious. There's the everyday part of being conscious, and that's about our history, conscious.
Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
Of course, because in today's time we have a lot of people that's coming over here in the United States, so they have their different views and different cultures where they come from. So being conscious is a part of my background and learning their background.
How do you enlighten a person to be conscious?
Enlighten a person first starts off in self. Learning about yourself first starts about consciousness, and then learn about your family, and then learn about your history, and then learn about America.
First, I'll introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Raphael Johnson.
What all you do?
I drum. I'm in school for culinary arts. I pretty much do anything I can do.
All right, but I'm gonna start out with the first question. First question: are you awake, meaning conscious?
Yeah, I'm awake.
All right. What makes you awake? What makes you conscious?
Makes me awake or conscious? Just actually being up, being aware of my surroundings, know what's actually going on in the world.
Is knowing history a prerequisite for being awake or conscious?
As far as conscious, knowing history, yes, but just to be awake, I wouldn't think so.
Does being awake affect your choices in today's society?
Yeah, it does affect a lot of my choices in today's society.
All right. Are there different levels of being conscious?
Oh yeah, there's definitely different levels. I mean, it's different form of ignorance, so Has to be different levels of it.
All right. Is being conscious varied among the different cultures or genders?
It can be, yeah.
All right. How do you enlighten a person to be conscious?
How you enlighten the person? Just try to spread what knowledge you have on to others.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Are you awake? The project was not created to bombard you with so much information, but to raise awareness on the simple word conscious. A lot of people consider themselves conscious nowadays. Whether they know their history, the economics, the spirituality, or the metaphysical. But really to be conscious, being enlightened, and to be enlightened, pretty much you know who you are as a person, you know your strengths, your weaknesses, your pros and cons, and you know how to deal with that and become a better person, and ultimately on that journey towards inner peace and the same mindset that the Buddhas was preaching on. I want to give a special shout out to all the people that made a contribution to this project, whether it be through interviews or through their blessings. Again, I say, are you awake? My ride be the sunrise of a nation. Born to fly, open eyes, resist temptation. My rise be the sunrise of a nation. Oh my, Jah made man. Me done it all, but still me overcome. Me done it all, but still me overcome. Me done it all, but still me overcome. But still me overcome, but still me overcome. My rise be the sunrise of a nation. Born to fly, open eye, resist temptation. My rise be the sunrise of a nation. Oh my, Jah made man. Can you hear my destiny? You're feeling next to me till eternity. Forward in this journey, Babylon, no concern, man. Yeah, man.